I'm Mayor David Black, and this is City Happenings. We say goodbye to a police chief who moves towards retirement. You'll hear from several people who know him. The executive director for Trinity Village was named the state's Administrator of the Year. He took time to discuss the relationship between the assisted living facility and the city. The city's AAA baseball team won its second straight national championship last fall. Find out what the team is doing during the off-season. These stories are next in City Happenings for the week of December 29th.
Thanks, Mayor Black. The city says goodbye to Police Chief Leonard Halloos.
We were testing candidates, and a can test, and the expectation in most candidates would take about 2 hours to take this test. And Leonard comes in and he takes the test, and 45 minutes later, I'm sitting next to Mr. Kimball. 45 minutes later, Leonard comes up, plops the test down on the table and walks out. Dick looks at me and says, "Well, that's a flunk." and then Lowell and Dick score the test, and he got a perfect score. The only one that they could remember, the only one that I'm familiar with. So he then, Leonard then comes through the various hiring processes with a final thing. He's certified on the list of 3 or 5, whatever it was at the time, by the Civil Service Commission. And then I say to Dick, "I want to hire this guy." And Dick says, "Don't hire him. He's not going to stay." Because he's well educated. He's certainly assertive, and has a real clear idea of where he's going and where he wants to be. We hired him.
After he was hired, I told anyone who would listen, we're not going to keep this guy. He's a burner. He's a fast burner. He's going to go right up the ladder. He's going to be looking for a larger city. But I do recall at the panel interview, when it was over, I did breach the policy, and I asked him, "Why are you getting out of the Air Force at this time?" And Len said, "I don't want to travel anymore. My family is here in Papillion. I want to raise my family here." So, okay, can't argue with that. So here we are. You traded in your Missileers badge for an entry-level police badge, which became a chief of police badge. And now you tell me that you're going to help your wife in her ladies' apparel shop. But that's not quite the career path that I thought you would have, but that's your choice.
I will miss his passionate dissertations at the numerous meetings we've had over the years. Lynn, tell us how you really feel about different subjects. I think there was no doubt we knew what his opinion was at any meeting that we were at, because I don't think I was ever at one where he never spoke up. So we thank you for that, because there were times where we needed you to do that, and you did. But because of that, we've kind of wondered what you're going to do in retirement. So we were kicking around. We've kind of ruled out that you will have any chance of being an assistant for the county attorney, nor will you ever be able to work for Dan Hoynes as an assistant. The FOP in La Vista also asked me to thank you for all the slideshow material that you've provided for them over the years. But on a serious note, we'd like to give you and wish you a heartfelt congratulations and the best of luck in the new chapter in your life. I'd like to present you with a token of our gratitude from your comrades in La Vista.
A test of a true leader, and I have an example. About 3 years ago, a Papillion policeman, or 2 Papillion policemen, had a traffic stop right here in the city. And as a result of that, had to make an arrest. We had to view the video. And I don't even want to call this guy a gentleman, because he was not. He swore at the police officers. He was not a nice man. And I look at all these police officers here and know that he would have hit our breaking point a long time ago. I would have put my hand down and said, "No more Mr. Nice Guy." But these guys did an unbelievably professional, excellent job. So much so that in the end, they offered to have his son come down and drive his car away so it wouldn't be towed. That is an example of the Papillion Police Department. Now, Leonard would probably tell you, well, that's my administrative staff or my command staff or my sergeants, but we all know that goes from the top down. and that speaks well for Leonard Toulouse and his department.
You are the example that I wanted to use for our people as to how you report and reflect in real words and in real action what you're doing to make the community safe, to improve the community, to improve its growth, and you always have the citizens at heart. And I appreciate that, and I learned a lot from our relationship. So on behalf of the superintendent, Colonel Sankey, who couldn't be here, we have this, cops always got lots of little junk that they collect, and we have this box for you. It's got your name on it. And inside, from the Colonel and the State Patrol, in grateful appreciation for fostering an outstanding working relationship with the Nebraska State Patrol, presented to you December 2014. Congratulations, Chief, on your retirement. And I don't think working in a girls' or a ladies' dress shop would be all that bad. I mean, the stuff we go through every day at this level, being that person would be freaking awesome, I think.
When I think of Len Toulouse over my many years of association with law enforcement in this state, several words come to mind: the words professional, the words proficient, the words partner, and the words friend come to mind. Len is somebody that we always counted on. Numerous people have remarked on his lack of hesitancy in offering his opinion. I, for one, always valued his opinion. He was one who you could count on to give you reasoned advice, who you could count on to give you the true story. And it was because of his leadership that the FBI has always had implicit trust in the Papillion Police Department, in its leadership, and in Chief Toulouse.
The longer that we went throughout the golf course, I came to understand he had a very distinguished military career, very smart man. A lot of the things that Wason told me about the chief were true, and I completely understood why you were such a trusted advisor and friend of the Bureau. One thing I will hold against you, and you've already been pounded in this a little bit, was with your wife Angie. The chief kept going on and on about how the consignment store was they're going to double, triple, and he kept going on and on. I finally said, Chief, what are you going to do when you retire? And and he told me what he was going to do, and I said, you mean to tell me the chief of Papillion Police, next time I see him, is going to be working for his wife behind a cashier counter selling used women's dresses? And he said, absolutely. And I thought, that's a secure guy. But with that, Chief, what I'd like to do, and again, you're a great friend of the Bureau, Wason and I both have a certificate and a plaque we'd like to present to you. And thank you again, everything you've done for us.
It's a sad day for me. As Mr. Hoynes pointed out, I was your first hire. That will always be a distinct honor for me, knowing that. I don't know what you saw in me way back in June 2001, but my life changed dramatically from that day on, and I'm sure many of the officers standing behind me would say the same thing. Having known you, having been influenced by you, you've changed our lives forever. You've made us better officers, and words can't describe the gratitude we have for that. Your professionalism has been beyond compare. And on behalf of those officers standing behind me, even those that are on the road right now working, answering calls, I'd just like to personally thank you. On behalf of FOP Lodge 19, I'd like to thank you. And as a symbol of our appreciation, we have the shadow box for you, Chief.
I just want to say that I've been your number 2 for 10 years ago this month, and I've learned tremendous amounts from you. And while I have to admit I was complicit in helping to organize a small part of this, I know how you are about these things, but that's because Chief doesn't do it for this recognition. He does it because he truly cares. He truly wants a better society. He truly wants the best police department that we can put forward. And you've taught me more lessons than I could talk about here tonight. But I can tell you that I'm going to take those with me going forward. Your attention to detail, understanding when you put your name on something, you got to know what you're talking about. So those are not lessons that have been lost. And I appreciate everything you did. And then don't crush me tomorrow at work for helping this put on. And I would say this, these people are here tonight because they truly care about you and about what you've done and what you've meant to this community. Everyone I spoke with jumped at the chance to come here, so I hope you appreciate all these officers behind us all these people, we appreciate what you've done for the time you've been with us. So thank you, Chief.
Right after I got into office, I think my first conversation with Lynn was in his office, and he very clearly told me that he did not like politicians. I hope we've earned your trust. I don't think the current elected officials, I don't view them as politicians. It's a lot of people that care about Papillion. So, Lynn, I do hope we've earned your trust because it means a lot.
Earlier in the year, before Leonard made his announcement, he asked me if I thought he was crazy to retire. He said everyone thought he was in the perfect position to just skate through for the next few years and to be able to just go on whenever that final date was set. But I could tell he was struggling because it went against everything he believed in. Granted, I'm a little biased, and I think he's the perfect person to be your chief, especially today. He retires because he knows he has completed what he set out to do, and staying any longer would be a disservice to the community and to you. His favorite verse from the Bible is 2 Timothy. I have fought the fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. That short verse is why tonight I think he's retiring at this time. He fought his battles, he finished his race as chief, all in order to keep his faith in making this decision. And you, the men and women, sworn and civilian, are who he's been fighting for since the day he put on that uniform until the day that he takes it off at the end of the year. I'm honored to call you all my family.
Trinity Village boasts the state's Administrator of the Year. The award winner took time to talk about the senior citizen complex's relationship with the city.
Well, it's a great thing, and as you were making that comment, I saw Mayor Black's father walk past the window right behind you there. So we are a part of Papillion. Papillion is a part of us. Something that the mayor said to me a week or two ago in a meeting. Actually, he was out here for a fundraiser a couple of weeks ago, took a pie in the face, very glad to do so. It was for a good cause, a resident fund that we were sponsoring. But anyway, it was good to have him out. We are a part of the campus. Mayor Black had said, when I was visiting that day, Mark, the people I saw, they were Old Town Papillion. They were folks that were instrumental in creating what Papillion is today. So he listed off a bunch of names, folks that have been in the community for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years and more. And that's special that we're a part of that town.
For many baseball fans, the offseason is just as important as the regular season. The local back-to-back national champion Storm Chasers are busy retooling for 2015.
There is no off season. You know, as we do this, we just finished two 10-plus hour days yesterday and the day before at one of our partners and Papillion Businesses, Nebraska Brewing Company, off-site planning session for next year. We call that Vision. So as we take a look into the future of what 2015 season. So no rest for champions, no rest for the weary. We jumped right into it. We did our review for the season in the middle of the championship series when the team was on the road at Reno. So, I push pretty hard. I expect a certain level from our staff because I expect a certain level from our organization to provide not only great entertainment and great sports, and not only the best in the metro, but the best in the state. And I feel that, we do provide that from a value, from an entertainment perspective, and from a community engagement perspective. And then when you add the top level in the entire state from a talent perspective, and I don't think a lot of people realize that 71+% of the players that play here at Warner Park for either team will play in the major leagues eventually or have already played in the majors. Sometimes we don't do a good enough job telling that story. So when people hear minor league baseball, there's truly nothing minor about minor league baseball. It's Major League Baseball, and as evident with the Kansas City Royals playoff run this year, it's awesome to see all the players that were in Omaha in 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, and even this season. We're really enthused about the All-Star season that will be next year, that begins April 17th, 2015, here at Warner Park.
2015 is staring us in the eyes. Please ring in the new year safely. We at the city are looking forward to continuing to make Papillion one of the best places to live in America. There are lots of ways to stay up to date with what's happening in Papillion. You can find us on Facebook, follow the City of Papillion on Twitter, or even watch our YouTube channel. Information about all of our departments and programs is available on our website. For more about Papillion, go to www.papillion.org or just call the Mayor's hotline at 402-827-1111. Thanks for watching and Happy New Year.